what is going on, everybody? I'm back with another YouTube video. Now, in today's video, guys, we are going to be talking about something that we have not really done anything on since, really, for a while now. It has to have been at least a year and a half since the beginning of Season 10 of The Walking Dead, since we've really talked about The Walking Dead. And I would really like to come back to it and talk about it today because the season premiere happened yesterday. And if you've seen the title, you already know that it's not going to really be something good about The Walking Dead. It's going to be kind of the bad things, and this is probably going to sum up what I think about The Walking Dead as a whole, and then just kind of tell you what I think is going to happen for the rest of the season, really. Because I think they're pretty much wrapping up the show after this season, and I think that's definitely a good choice. They really need to stop it. And I'll explain that later, but I will make a few announcements first. So my first announcement is, of course, I made the community post a few days ago. I am wearing my Unis Honest t-shirt that I got. I was really worried this wasn't going to come, but it looks like they kind of ran out of material, because this doesn't really look like what it was supposed to be on the package, although I do have a little symbol on the back, so I'm not really going to complain. It is a great t-shirt. I'm just so happy to have it, really, and stuff like that. So yeah, just I wanted to get that out of the way. And also, I might film the book review today as well. I have several videos that I want to get out this week. I'm going to get a book review, maybe at least 2 book reviews this week. I want to get them out of the way. I really want to just catch up on all my book reviews and get all the books that I've already read in the past out of the way so I don't have to review them again. So my next book review will probably be the Beware the Snowman book review. And that was actually one of the first Goosebumps books that I read, so that's pretty interesting. I'll talk about that in my book review, though. Make sure you check out the streams over the weekend. It's every weekend. Make sure you read the description for more information and join the Discord. The link will always be in the description, so whenever a new video comes out, if the other link has expired, then just go to the newest link, and it should work. And also, the last video that I'm working on is the stream compilation. I told you that. I pushed the Ghost debunk aside. It just wasn't going to work. So we're doing the stream comp, and that's all I'm doing this week. I will get a poll out probably next week, because it's not going to work right now. I kind of want to make my own videos this week, since I'm a little bit busy. We got a lot of tests and DCAs going on this week. So, those are all my announcements to make. Now let's talk about The Walking Dead. Alright, so obviously, as you saw from the title, this is not going to be something good that we're talking about here with The Walking Dead. Obviously, it says The Walking Dead has deteriorated. And, you know, I decided to do this video because the premiere just came yesterday. And I watched The Talking Dead today, and I was like, you know, I really need to get this video out and just address, you know, what's going on with The Walking Dead, since I haven't made a Walking Dead video in like a year and a half, like since season 10. And that honestly just shows you how much like compassion I really have for the show anymore. Like, it's just missing that element that it had from the beginning, and I'll get to that later, but I'll talk about the good things. I thought the premiere was pretty good. Better than season 9, better than season 10's premiere. Not better than season 8. That was a really, really good premiere. But this one was definitely better than the previous premieres that I had. And I'm excited for this whole Commonwealth timeline that they're doing with The Walking Dead, this whole Commonwealth conflict. Hopefully they're going to wrap it up after this season. I hope they don't drag along the Commonwealth conflict for a while and then end it there. I just hope that they end it this season and realize that they need to stop. I'll tell you why they need to stop. First of all, after the season 8 mid-season finale, the audience dropped significantly, and they realized this. They knew that this happened, and you know they know that the show's deteriorating. So when you watch the Talking Dead show or stuff like that now, you know they're always trying to acknowledge that, oh, look at these little subplots and these character bonds and how well these characters are developing, and they're just trying to feed any positive behavior about the show to make you forget about that main element that they are missing from the first seasons. Because truthfully, what they're missing is that everybody's together. Everybody is as a whole, and if there is something going wrong, it is going to apply to everybody. And with those first few seasons, like, you actually cared about characters dying. You actually cared about, a conflict that was happening and you wanted to watch it more. But now there's so many like little subplots that make no sense, and it just makes it more of a mess. And then they try to make you care for these characters because of these little subplots, or because they developed, a certain amount. And I will admit, a few characters that have developed quite a lot throughout the film, or throughout the show. Carol has definitely evolved significantly. I've loved to see her character development throughout the season. Truthfully, though, like, they didn't really need to brag about it as far as like season 5. That's when the character development really ended, and now we just get to see her being more of a bad A, basically. And Daryl, we still love Daryl. We love to see Negan and things like that. Even though, like, Negan, I don't think he was really needed for season 9, season 10, and season 11. I feel like we knew that he was a jerk character. We knew that he was funny, but they really just kept him in so that they could keep the audience count up. But it just continues to drop. There's nothing you can do there. You just have to end the season end this at season 11, because the show's really a mess now. You have so many cast members that want to leave because they know that the show is full of crap. I mean, look at Andrew Lincoln, for example. He left the show at season 9. And if we were looking at this show as it was actually going off of what the comics are doing. Now, I know it's not going off of exactly what the comics are doing, but it should be something a little bit similar, and they should be following the same plot that they've wanted to be following with the show, and it still kind of goes along with what the comics are doing. But they've dragged it along so much, and I get it, right? They want more money. They want to put more of what the comics did into film because they want it to make it look good. But they're never going to be able to do that in a show if you drag it along for 11 years and expect it to not get boring. That's why the comics worked. The Walking Dead was better in a comics version because comics can go as long as they want. Look at X-Men, for example. It has, hundreds of comics, and people will still read them and stuff like that. But when you drag along something like The Walking Dead, it just isn't going to work, So now we're getting to the point where it's just this big mess, and they're not going to be able to stay along with what the comics are doing because cast members realize that, this show's stupid. We need to get out of it. I need to do something else because, honestly, I'm going to make more money off of this. Andrew Lincoln left because he knew that. Maggie left temporarily. Michonne left temporarily. All these, especially these main characters, left because they wanted a break from the show. They wanted to do something better where they could make more money or they could just get out of this boring mess. And they even made it more of a mess by just leaving, which I'm not even going to blame them because even just for being a mess, it was just dragging along way too far. But now that all these cast members have left, it just makes the plot just this huge, just, I don't know, like this. It's like looking inside of a trash can. That's the example of it. Like, there's no correlation. There's nothing. There's no pattern. Well, there is a pattern, but there's just no correlation. Nothing makes sense because you have all these people going away because they want to leave, so they end off having to kill characters that you really cared for, like Jesus, Rick. Let's be honest. They didn't kill off Rick because he's gonna come back. He's not gonna come back, guys. They didn't kill off Rick because they wanted to give the audience some sort of suspense for him coming back or whatever. And I was actually tied into that. I thought that Rick might have came back with the Commonwealth situation. I thought that would have been an interesting plot, but forget about Rick at this point coming back or whatever. So they ended up having to kill off all these characters. Like, what was the point of killing off all those very, very great characters in season 9? I understand they left, but it just makes me so mad. It makes the film even more of a mess, and it's just not working. The Talking Dead tries to make it seem like the cast is so great, and things like that. Like, honestly, I think the director of the Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman and Scott Gimple, like, you don't even see them in the Walking Dead or in the Talking Dead series anymore, because like even them, I feel like they're not really tied into the show as much as the executive producer Andrew Yang. Like I feel like, or not Andrew Yang, did I just call her Angela Yang? I'm sorry guys. Like I don't think they're tied as much into the film as Angela Yang is anymore. Like she's obviously trying to keep the film alive, and ever since I've seen her very frequently on the Talking Dead, it's so excruciating watching them try to make it seem like they're doing fine, the cast is doing great. I'll admit, their acting is there. It's just the plot that makes no sense. The acting is great. I think it's phenomenal acting. Everybody does their part very, very well, but there's too many characters, too many subplots, just a big mumbo jumbo. I mean, I really want to show you guys a clip of like the Talking Dead to explain to you how excruciating it is to watch them like try to give you positivity on this. So I'll just show like one really, really good example so I don't have to show in many, many different clips. If you want to watch it though, I suppose you could probably look up the Talking Dead season premiere thing or whatever. So I'll give you a clip and tell me what you think. So yeah, hopefully the clip that I eventually choose is a really, really good example and things like that. I think honestly, what's made it all more difficult for the filmmakers for The Walking Dead is like the whole coronavirus pandemic, because obviously with all these stupid restrictions, like there's no way of them really being able to just go back into normal and safely film at the same pace that they've always been. And I just wish the Talking Dead would go back to the studio. I think it's honestly bullcrap that they still have to stay in this quarantine Zoom thing for we've been in this for like a year now, basically. And it's so stupid. I wish they would go back to the studio and just get back to normal and forget about it at this point. But yeah, I think that's all I really need to say about the Walking Dead for right now. Like I said, I will say this. I am honestly probably the most I'm probably back in I think I'm more back into the mood of The Walking Dead than I have been in these past few seasons. Like this season, when I watched the premiere, I was actually interested, I was actually into it, and I was like, okay, I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do with this whole Commonwealth situation. I'll be optimistic, see what they'll do with it. But they just need to end after that, because I'm going to lose all passion for it. They're just gonna drag it along as far as they can, and it's just gonna be the same repeated process. They defeat a group, and then they say, "Oh, it's over. Oh yes, resolution here." Oh, but then a new threat comes in. You know what that means? Walking Dead's back. Come on, guys, let's keep watching. Like they've been through like 5 enemy groups. Like why do we need to keep going? So yeah, that's basically my opinion on it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments if you do watch The Walking Dead. Those of you who don't, you basically just binge watch me complaining about The Walking Dead for probably 20 minutes at this point. But other than that, make sure you guys stay tuned for more streams over the weekend, if my internet can stick with me good. And also stay tuned for more book reviews. I'll try to get at least 2 in this week for books that I've already read and I want to get out of the way. So I think I'm going to film the book review video after this and try to get that ready. And I'm also going to be working on the stream comp, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Hopefully that'll be out before the end of this week. So make sure you join the Discord, make sure you read the description for more information, and read the community post so that you can stay up to date on what's going on with my channel, and you can see some for fun polls and some regular polls and stuff like that. Otherwise, like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you next time.